Hi there, it's Akasha, and I'm so excited to give you the reading for the month of May with the Angel Tarot cards. As always, this is a layout that was given to me in deep meditation from Archangel Metatron, so I'll continue to read it that way until I get other guidance. So there's 4 cards in the center for the angels of the horizontal plane, 2 cards top and bottom for angels of the vertical plane. And then the order goes left to right for the horizontal and then bottom top for the other 2. So without further ado, let's dive into the cards this month. As I was pulling the cards, of course, I'm always asking, what is it that you want me to share? What is of the highest and best for all, inclusive of me? And this really feels like a reading for the starseed. And I'll explain that as we go. But as I was looking at the cards and their placements and just the overall energy of it is really that we are shifting from this cycle of 3D to 5D. And those of us that have been longing for that 5th dimensional way of existing for pretty much our entire lives. I know as a starseed, that's definitely a longing, a deep internal, beyond physical longing to go back to this connection, right? And there's definitely that energy happening here. So let's start on the left, move to the right for the horizontal cards. And the first card that popped up was the release card. And, that's a really powerful card to start the reading with, as it is this in the old tarot was originally the death card. And a lot of people have fear around the death card. And I know I certainly did before I studied more deeply into the cards. And what I love is that in this position, this is the position of the healer, right? And in this position, this is really speaking to the end of a phase or a situation. And there, through this phase or this situation, there has come this spiritual transformation. And I'm really getting here with this card that it's time to move on from a toxic situation, whatever that may be for you. That toxic situation has specifically to do with letting go. So there's something you're holding on to or may have been holding on to that you've had this insight or illumination around, and now you've had this kind of like a paradigm shift would really be the most wonderful way for me to say that. And in that healing position, it means change, right? You've either affected some change or you're in a place where you're starting to affect change. And it's really cleaning and clearing toxicity in your life. So the next card over is in the space of guardianship or protection for Archangel Michael. How beautiful that it's a blue card, right? That's that angel's blue fire. And this is the 5 of water. And this, when we have a 5 in anything, we've gone from this very happy balance of a 4 to now we're in a 5, which means there's reflection of the manifestation. And if you look at this card closely, you'll see that some of the cups are tilted over. And what happens here is this card is speaking to things might not be going according to plan. And what happens is we tend to focus on things not going according to plan, as opposed to we could say, well, things didn't go according to plan, but I know the universe has my back. And when we know that the universe has our back, we can realize that when things don't go to our personal plan, it doesn't mean that it isn't the divine plan for the highest and best, right? And this card in this placement is really asking you to look at how you self-protect and how you may be focusing on the negativity of that self-protection in juxtaposition to noticing how things didn't work out, but at the same time, something else came in. And really focusing on the positive. This is, one of my friends always said, her dad used to tell her, you got to get your mind right. That's what this card is about. This card is about telling you to witness your consciousness and pay attention to how you're thinking, because it's creating your reality. What you're thinking is magnetizing. What did I write? I made a post earlier today. This is a mental universe. Your thought is the attractor field. How your subconscious mind is thinking magnetizes that which you're wanting, that which you attract, which correlates to exactly what you manifest in your reality. So this Five of Water is a big card, because when we self-protect, we tend to close off our heart, which means we necessarily can't receive, right? And the placement of that is right on, because the next card is in this place of information or messages, and this is the King of Water. And the King of Water specifically comes up and asks us to open our heart, ask us to not only open our heart, but open our mind. And if you think about, we're coming out, like as we continue to go through these cards, right, we're coming out of this experience, this end of a cycle, releasing this toxicity. We can let go of that negative focus that we might have had, or that desire to guard or self-protect. And now we can open our heart and be in this place of opening our mind to this expansive new paradigm, this expansive new experience, and really finding trustworthy advice, having discernment, right? An open heart, open mind, wonderful way to operate. Having discernment to know what is in resonance with your truth is tantamount to staying stable and in alignment. And what I love about the next card is that it really supports that, because it is the Four of Fire. And look at all the light in that card, right? This Four of Fire. And the Four of Fire in the position here of Archangel Uriel, which is earth, right? Or that red. And how great is it that it's a fire card in that space of the red fire. And this is really talking about how you've gone through this journey, and through this journey, what's happening is you have reached a place of contentment, of peace, of satisfaction, and not just satisfaction in a way that is earthbound, like material, right? But in a deeper layer of at home in your body, at home in your heart, at home in your mind, at home in your way of being, the way the universe has created you. You have found a new layer, level, and dimension of self-acceptance. That's really what I want to say there. And it's fascinating that we have this card on the front end that is saying, there's this ending of a cycle, and this card on the other side, on the right side or the right end, that's saying you've completed a project. And what I believe is that you are the project. You're the ultimate project, to be quite candid with you. That is my belief, that if you don't heal you, none of us can truly heal, because it's through our individuality that we truly become interdependent, right? And so letting go of something that may be toxic, or this transformation that you've had, it's time to stop lingering in the third dimension, and to move into that heart-based space of 4D, or collective space of 5D, that vibrational frequency. And then letting go. The Five of Water can also represent the material plane. So letting go of those attachments, that's an energetic way of thinking about this idea of negative thought processes, right? You want to be really aware of what you're doing with your mindscape, because it's magnetizing your attractor field, and that's creating what's happening in your reality. Then we have the King of Water, which is saying, by the way, as you open your mind, let's make sure that the heart is open. And this card also can represent doing some charitable work. You know, one of the things that I do is I teach for free on Insight Timer and here on YouTube. So those are ways for you to give back to humanity, because that is another way for you to truly open your heart. Take all action through service, not attachment, right? And then this final card, it's saying, you navigate this, you open your mind, you open your heart, you let go of those three-dimensional limitations, and you are going to step into a new layer, level, and dimension of being, one that is full of success, full of love, support, and abundance. And as you navigate this dreamer's journey, so to speak, we want to remember here on the earth plane, so this will be the horizontal plane, the bottom card represents Archangel Sandalphon. And here, we're reminded of our ego. So we want to remember that as we go through this journey, we've got to remember to not get caught up in those egoic desires, to not get caught up in that third dimensional realm of material things and the outdated concepts of success and that hustle mentality, as well as those negative fear-based thoughts. So we have multiple cards here speaking to the mental landscape, because you are here to create first through your mentality, and then your emotions, and then physicality, right? That's that way that things move into from ethers to earth, or from ethers to material. From non-tangible to tangible might be a more succinct way for me to say that. So as we're taking this journey, we're stepping into these new dimensions of self-awareness and celebrating our success, and really starting to open the heart and share and make that offering to all who cross our path, and humanity as a whole, here, there, and everywhere. We want to really be aware of a false sense of entrapment. And I know that there are a lot of starseeds on the planet that feel like they're trapped in a body, or they're trapped on this planet, because they can remember when they weren't here in the physical, when they were consciousness with their family of starseeds and with their collective, right? So the thing that I want to remind you, for those of you that might be watching this and that are feeling that way, is that you are here for a reason. You incepted to be here, right now. And we need your voice. The whole world needs your voice. We need your light. We need what you came to plant here on this planet, so that we can all rise, so that we can raise our voice together and sing once again in harmony, fully united. So please know that everything you feel is valid. And as you continue to take your journey, remember that time of open heart, open consciousness, open connection. And from there, let that false sense of entrapment fall away, so that you can live here on earth like it's heaven every day, because it really can be for you. For all of us, especially the more we come together and support, love, and cherish one another as we are in our uniquity, right? So the overarching card, as I kind of think of it, is the final card at the top, and that is for Archangel Metatron, who brings that Christ grid down into the heart space. And then Sandalphon is bringing the crystalline earth grid up into the heart space, so that we have this lovely lighting of the Merkaba, is a great way to think about it, here in this, what I refer to as the crucible of conversion, which is that fourth chakra of the heart. So that card for Sandalphon for Metatron, is the renewal card. Such a beautiful card. And what this card is asking us to do is to really look at the big picture, right? So we take those micro steps, that day-to-day minutia, and we move through our journey. And then we reach these moments that some people say are plateaus, or, places where nothing's happening, but those are really potent places, because those are spaces where you can gain wonderful insight and perspective on what has happened in the journey thus far. And this particular space, it's really important in this particular spread for this month of May, because this space of the renewal card is speaking about integration. And so as we're bringing this this overarching view of this golden light, right, from that Christ consciousness grid down into the heart space. We're integrating those higher frequencies into this physical form. And I love these two cards juxtaposed like this, because what's really happening is it's reminding you that as you're seeing this big view, as you're getting the macro view, you're really paying attention to the ego, which is the boots on the ground, as I like to say, which is just noticing every little thing. Everything is a message, right? You are so much more than this physical body. And if you think about all of the messages through the physical portal, through this natural portal that is our world, and remembering that they're constantly in concert with one another, what happens is you can get this bird's eye view. And as you get that bird's eye view, you can really have this wonderful assessment of what's happening without judgment, without critique, but truly from this place of, fairness, this place of harmony or balance. And as you're making that assessment, you'll be able to shift and move in a new direction that's of the highest and best for all, inclusive of you. And what I thought I would do is pull another card. And I asked today about pulling another card because I think pulling a card to give you grounded action is always wonderful, right? Because when you understand what grounded action to take, just today, whenever you watch this, right, that would be your today. And that helps you understand how to integrate this reading into your day-to-day life. So as always, divine source energy, spirit, archangels and angels, ascended masters of the highest light, what information can I share for grounded action to step fully into this reading for the benefit of all beings everywhere, inclusive of self? The Ace of Air. The Ace of Air speaks to wonderful new ideas. Things are moving really fast, and you really want to see the truth in what's happening right now. So if we put that into the spread, right, and help you understand how to take grounded action, it's looking with the eyes of truth, not the eyes of the ego. So you're getting the big picture view. You're taking a full assessment of what's going on, so that when you shift and take action toward that new beginning, you've done so from a place of stepping fully into your unique brilliance. So I hope that this resonates with you. As always, I appreciate your positivity, your support, and your feedback. And I'll see you back here the first week of June. It's usually the first Wednesday. And love and blessings always. Bye, everybody.